With the 2020 election fast approaching and the Democratic primaries coming even sooner, it's time that a lot of us start seriously considering which candidates have our vote. So welcome to High Definition News. I'm Haley Danielson, and here's a short look at who's who in the 2020 race for the Democratic nominee. Let's explore the top 6 candidates: Joe Biden, Pete Buttigieg, Bernie Sanders, Amy Klobuchar, Tom Steyer, and Elizabeth Warren. Joe Biden is known for being the former vice president to President Barack Obama from 2008 to 2016. Biden is now running on a platform focused on 3 things: rebuilding the middle class, being a world leader, and advocating for equal access and say in politics and government for all Americans. Now, he differs from his fellow candidates on several fronts. He's one of the few candidates who doesn't support federal legalization of marijuana. The vice president is also against fracking in the future, but he's okay with keeping the fracking that the country already has established. He wants to provide Medicare for Americans who want it, but wishes to allow citizens who want to continue with the private health insurance the ability to do so. Finally, Joe Biden is also very much against open borders, calling illegal border crossing a crime and stating that it should be treated as such. Now, Pete Buttigieg, the youngest of the frontrunners at age 38, is the former mayor of South Bend, Indiana. He is openly gay and married to his husband, Chasten Buttigieg, as of 2018. Buttigieg was virtually tied with Bernie Sanders after the Iowa caucuses, leading in the polls by only 0.1%. Mayor Pete's platform rests on 6 things: equal justice for all, equitable education opportunity, a new era for health in America, strengthening the middle class, rising to the climate challenge, and building a safer America. Buttigieg differs from the other candidates on 2 fronts. He's greatly opposed to the fracking in America and wants to establish clean energy as soon as he can. And while he does agree with Biden that illegal border crossing is a crime, Mayor Pete believes that immigration in the states is in great need of reform. Next up is Bernie Sanders. Now, Bernie Sanders rose to fame in the 2016 election when he ran against and lost to Hillary Clinton for the Democratic nomination. Sanders is also known for his work as a junior senator for his home state of Vermont since 2007. Bernie Sanders also did well in the Iowa caucuses, as I said before, practically tying with Mayor Pete for the most delegates from the state of Iowa. But he actually won the popular vote by more than 2,000 votes. Now, the Sanders campaign rests on his platform of 6 things: welcoming and safe America for all, Medicare for all, a Green New Deal, college for all, workplace democracy, and expanding Social Security. Now, the senator differs from the other candidates in his stances on illegal immigration, wanting to declare illegal border crossing a civil offense instead of a criminal offense, and like Buttigieg, he wants to rapidly ban fracking and quickly move on to cleaner energy. Amy Klobuchar was relatively unknown until she entered the race over the past year. Klobuchar is actually a senior senator of her home state of Minnesota and is now one of the best performing female candidates in the race. Senator Klobuchar's platform rests on 5 pillars: healthcare, shared prosperity and economic justice, climate, a safer world, and a strong democracy. Amy Klobuchar differs from the candidates in her belief that medical marijuana, like Biden, shouldn't be federally legalized, and Klobuchar doesn't support a universal basic income. And while she doesn't support fracking, she argues for a steady elimination of fracking over time. She also doesn't support having any open borders. Tom Steyer. There's not much out there about him, but he had enough individual funders to get him into the debate on Friday, February 8th. So I'm gonna tell you what I know. Steyer is a major political activist based mostly in California. He became popular with his need to impeach movement over the past few years regarding America's current president, Donald Trump. Now, Steyer's main platform consists of 3 pretty big things: structural reform, climate justice, and an economic agenda. Elizabeth Warren is a senior senator from Massachusetts, and as a lawyer, was a former professor of bankruptcy law. Warren started to get more attention with her many disagreements and battles with President Trump. In her current race, the senator's platform consists of 6 things: strengthening democracy, rebuilding the middle class, equal justice under law, ending Washington corruption, a foreign policy for all, and a fight for a Green New Deal. She differs from the rest of the candidates with her position on fracking, also wanting to quickly ban it in America, just like Sanders and Buttigieg. She also wants to decriminalize border crossing like Senator Bernie Sanders does. Okay, so that is my extremely brief exploration of the top 6 candidates running to become the Democratic nominee for the 2020 presidential election. A lot of these issues are complex, and if you're curious about any of them, then you should go do some research. Remember that every vote counts, so get educated, go learn, and get registered. For High Definition News, this is Haley Danielson.